grateful for that.
After more than a month stuck at an impasse, Congress takes the first step toward ending the largest government shutdown in U.S. history. What tipped the balance and where things go from here?
So this is the largest expansion to date at the zoo. Guests are going to come and see this whole new area.
It was a long time coming, and now it is finally taking shape. We'll take you inside the major expansion project at Zoo Tampa. Good evening, and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Linda Hurtado.
And I'm Haley Hines. We will get to those stories in just a moment, but first we are in for a chilly night, and Paul is here now with a look at just how cold it will get.
You know, outside today, guys, it had that this is like a midwinter day.
Expansion to date at the zoo. Guests are going to come and see this whole new area.
It was a long time coming, and now it is finally taking shape. We'll take you inside the major expansion project at Zoo Tampa. Good evening, and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Linda Hurtado.
And I'm Haley Hines. We will get to those stories in just a moment, but first we are in for a chilly night, and Paul is here now with a look at just how cold it will get.
You know, outside today, guys, it had that this is like a midwinter day for us. I mean, if this was, say, January 15th, it would still be considered a very chilly day. 62 degrees in Tampa. You can tell there's a front. I mean, it's still 74 in Miami and 70 in Marathon, but it's 49 in Pensacola and 52 up in Tallahassee. So the cold air is going to pour down the state. The winds will stay up tonight. And we're not talking about any frost tonight. And temperatures will actually be fairly uniform because of a gusty wind that tends to kind of mix up the atmosphere. Freeze warnings are up. They extend all the way into inland sections of Hernando and all the way into citrus counties. It'll be down to at least down to 21 in some of the coldest spots, well to our north. As far as lows go, we're going to go 39 in Tampa. The record to the right is 40, set back in 1892. Going to go 30 in Brooksville. The record is 37, set back in that cold winter of 77. 42 in St. Pete, 34 in Lakeland, and 40 in Sarasota. Very cold tonight, and actually, it'll stay cold tomorrow night, but believe it or not, on the 7-day, we've got some 80s on the way by the weekend. That's typical Florida stuff. We'll have that in about 10 minutes. Back to you.
Little weather roller coaster. All right, thanks, Paul. Well, if you don't have it already, now is a good time to download our Fox 13 Sky Tower Radar app. It will keep you updated on local watches and warnings from the National Weather Service. It is available on Apple iTunes and Android apps for Google Play.
Could anything have prevented the crash in Ybor City Saturday morning that killed 4 people and injured 13 others? The city of Tampa is re-examining safety in the area after investigators say Silas Sampson fled from law enforcement on I-275 and crashed into a storefront on 7th Avenue at 60 miles an hour. Tonight, we've also learned the names of the victims. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live at Bradley's in Ybor City, where the bar just reopened after a gut-wrenching several days and one of the busiest areas of the city. Evan.
Yeah, this crash has plunged this entire neighborhood into deep sadness as everyone here tries to grapple with the fact that these folks were just innocent people who lost their lives and were very badly injured just for standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. The city right now is hearing all kinds of recommendations on how things could be made safer, but they aren't sure that any of them could have worked in this case.
The memorial in front of Bradley's can only begin to tell the story of what was lost.
You're asleep, and next thing you know, there's a knock on your door, and you find out that your child's life has been changed or ended.
Court documents are revealing the names of the victims. 25-year-old Christina Richards of Ohio, 41-year-old Lisa Johnson of Winter Haven, 53-year-old Sherman Jones of Tampa, and 54-year-old Marlon Collins of Bartow. The document says as 22-year-old Silas Sampson was captured by police, he asked how many he had killed. The mayor spent part of the day visiting those who had survived.
He is doing well physically, but emotionally, he was with 3 other individuals just walking down the street, and one of the individuals didn't make it. So now he has to struggle with that.
The city is now facing questions about whether anything can be done to keep pedestrians safer in Ybor City. The mayor seems hesitant to close down 7th Avenue to vehicles during the busiest times because she's concerned it would allow late-night gatherings to fester after the bars close. They are considering adding barriers on certain corners, but those wouldn't have made a difference in this case because of the angle the car took. and it was going 60 miles an hour.
When tragedy occurs, the first thing a lot of people want to do is pull out the finger of blame, and that finger of blame can be pointed directly at the driver.
The mayor also said she would not second-guess the troopers who chased and tried to stop Sampson's speeding car on several occasions. The crash likely happened, according to the mayor, because Sampson tried to avoid a car making a turn. Several of the victims are still facing life-threatening injuries.
Nobody was in that person's brain. They could not have second-guessed where that person, and at the speeds that he was going.
Sampson is charged with 4 counts of vehicular manslaughter and also several counts of fleeing to elude. He has a pretrial detention hearing scheduled for Thursday morning, where prosecutors, Haley, will try to argue that he cannot be let out before his trial without posing a danger to the public.
All right, Evan Axelbank reporting tonight in Ybor City. Evan, thank you. Now to St. Pete, where police are still searching for suspects in a shooting that sent one man to the hospital. It happened around 10:30 last night along 22nd Street South near 11th Avenue. Police believe the victim was shot and then managed to walk a block away to a convenience store to get help. We're told the victim was seriously hurt but is expected to survive.
A jury has been seated in the trial of a Tampa man accused of shooting and killing another man last year. Dan Tarvis Singleton is charged with first-degree murder and being a felon in possession of a gun. He is accused of shooting and killing 46-year-old Ronald Christian on East Poinciana Avenue back in July of 2024. Prosecutors say the shooting was an act of retaliation after Christian allegedly tried to rob Singleton a few weeks earlier. Opening statements will begin Wednesday morning. Singleton faces life in prison if convicted. A jury was also seated in the trial of a Polk County man accused of killing a father of 3 back in 2023. Shannon Owens is charged with second-degree murder, accused of shooting 36-year-old Bobby Coots at a home on Deason Road in Lakeland. He's standing trial in Hillsborough County because that was technically in HCSO's jurisdiction. Witnesses reportedly heard a gunshot that night and then saw Owens allegedly try to remove Coots' body. They held him until deputies arrived. Opening statements in this trial will begin Wednesday as well. Owens, too, faces life in prison if convicted.
Now to the big story in Washington, where we're finally seeing some progress tonight. After 40 days, the longest government shutdown in history, it appears to be coming to an end. A group of Democrats made a deal to side with Republicans as issues ranging from air travel to food benefits have mounted. Fox's Connor Hansen explains what has to happen next in order to reopen the government.
The American people have suffered for long enough.
After 40 days, an end to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history is in sight. A group of 8 moderate Democrats and independents joined Republicans to pass a funding bill without their top demand, a guaranteed extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies.
Staying in a shutdown mode was not getting us anywhere.
In exchange, Republicans agreed to a mid-December vote on the health care credits.
We've got a path to a health care debate and vote within a month on the Democratic proposal to fix health care, where we will have a fight with Republicans and see who stands up for Americans.
The deal would also reinstate federal workers fired during the shutdown and provide back pay to those who've gone weeks without a paycheck. The rest of the Democratic caucus remains angry and frustrated with the deal.
Health care is once again at the forefront of people's minds. People now see that premiums are about to skyrocket.
The logjam broke as air travel woes reached a boiling point over the weekend, with thousands of flights canceled and delayed across the country.
The public and media will debate who won, but we all know who carried the weight of it and who has to pick up the pieces when it finally ends. It's us, the federal workforce, that has been the rope in this game of tug-of-war.
A House vote could come as early as Wednesday. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
As the shutdown continues, Americans continue to deal with the consequences, including disruptions to SNAP benefits. We have an update on federal food assistance coming up at 5:30.
Well, new at 5, the largest expansion in the history of Zoo Tampa is now underway. And if you like manatees, you're going to love what's under construction. Fox 13's Lloyd Sowers joins us live from Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park. So, Lloyd, this sounds amazing. Tell us about it.
It really is amazing, Linda, especially for the manatees, because the water in their tanks is perfectly temperature controlled at all times, despite the cold weather we're having. And manatees will be the stars of the show when this big expansion is finished. Manatees that are injured end up at Zoo Tampa for treatment, and they're also a main attraction for zoo visitors. Manatees will become an even larger focal point when they finish a massive expansion. The project has been underway for 2 years.
All new electrical, all new plumbing, all new drywall. This building's actually 5 feet taller than our old building was because we needed the room for the life support systems that live inside of it.
Zoo staff members say the rehabbing manatees, 17 of them currently, have shown no signs of being bothered by lots of construction around them. The large acrylic underground windows for manatee viewing, installed back in 1988, are among the few recognizable features from those days. New renderings show a bright, spacious area for visitors. The new expansion will be called Florida Waters, and they'll add new animals, too.
We have a reef tank that will feature reef fish that live in like the Florida Keys, as well as we'll have moon jellies, and we'll have a brackish water tank that will feature different kind of game fish and invertebrates. We also will have North American river otters as well.
The project is funded by Zoo Tampa's 5-year capital campaign that raised $35 million, along with a donation by the Family Foundation. People here are excited.
Guests are going to come and see this whole new area that they probably don't remember before, and it's a huge area, noticeable change, and a huge improvement to Zoo Tampa overall.
Already the largest nonprofit manatee critical care facility in the world, this new expansion sets up Zoo Tampa to become a premier spot to get up close to Florida's beloved sea cows. And the work is well underway. They've been working on it for 2 years, set to open in the spring of 2026. And tonight I have to believe that the manatees here, 17 of them being rehabbed, are really happy to have those temperature-controlled pools so they don't have to swim all the way down to the power plant. Linda?
Sure they are. They're so peaceful to watch, too. Thanks, Lloyd. Well, the city of St. Pete is investing more than $19 million in infrastructure and resiliency projects. They will include updates to the city's stormwater system and Southwest Water Reclamation Facility, which serves a third of the city. That's more than 90,000 residents living in Southwest and Southeast St. Pete, including downtown. The facility was inundated by storm surge during Hurricane Milton, which is why the city is building a new operations and maintenance building elevated at 22 feet, high enough to handle storm surge.
Still to come, the feds are calling it a pervasive problem in professional sports, illegal betting.
That's right. This time 2 MLB players have been indicted, accused of rigging pitches to benefit gamblers. The troubling allegations ahead at 5:30 plus.